The viral Ken Lee clip "Without You" used in this lesson plan is from Valentina Hassan's audition for the 2008 Bulgarian music idol show. It is her interpretation of the song "Without You" and is based on a cover done by Mariah Carey. Her memorable mispronunciation is more than just entertaining, it'll be used as a teaching tool as well. While the lyrics themselves don't provide a wide range of minimal pairs, consonant clusters, or tricky phonemes, the real phonological interest lies in how the words are distorted. Valentina's performance reveals the pitfalls of learning a foreign language solely by ear without the support of visual cues, structured instruction, or corrective feedback. Her phonetic learning by ear approach underscores the critical role that a formal TEFL or TESOL environment plays in developing accurate pronunciation through guided practice and scaffolding. That said, the Ken Lee rendition is packed with pronunciation challenges. Trying to tackle all of them in a single 50-minute lesson would be overwhelming for both teacher and students. That's why prioritization and focus are essential. This lesson doesn't aim to correct every error in the clip. Instead, we'll use this memorable moment as a springboard to explore and practice just a few high-impact pronunciation features, ones that are especially relevant to Finnish learners and essential for improving intelligibility. This lesson is for intermediate Finnish adults. Our core topics are listening, comprehension, and pronunciation challenging. We're using the Ken Lee video because it's both engaging and relatable. It makes abstract phonological concepts concrete and memorable, directly addressing L1 interferences pattern common among L1 speakers. The warm-up objective is to get students engaged and activate their prior knowledge about listening challenges. I start by asking if they've ever misheard song lyrics in English. This is usually a good start as it prompts them to share their own funny or confusing examples. We then briefly discuss why they think that happens, which helps normalize listening difficulties and activate their schema. Following that, I display the iconic phrase, Ken Lee Talibu Dibu Dauchu. I ask them to guess the language and its meaning. This creates immediate curiosity and sets the stage for our main topic. I then reveal that someone will soon sing this and they actually think they're singing in English. This is where the Ken Lee challenge really sparks their interest and prepares them for noticing errors without any pressure. Moving into the introduction, our goal is to prepare students to analyze an authentic listening example. First, we have a pre-listening activity. I introduce the original lyrics of the chorus, I can't live if living is without you, before they hear the song. Students read it silently and then we discuss which words or sounds might be difficult for Finnish speakers. Are there any sounds or letter combinations here that don't exist in Finnish language? And why might they be misheard? This is vital for creative metacognitive awareness before they even hear the audio. Next is another piece of direct feedback addressed via a comparative phonological moment. I briefly highlight specific pronunciation features that are common challenging for Finnish learners. For example, the th sound in without doesn't exist in Finnish, so it's often replicated with a t. Similarly, the w sound is absent and often replaced with a v. We also look at consonant clusters. This helps them understand the direct connection between their native language and these common English pronunciation issues. Finally, I set the task for watching the Ken Lee clip and to figure out what she's trying to say and what's causing the confusion. Now we move into the first presentation stage, where the objective is to help learners notice how pronunciation challenges affect intelligibility. We start with a first playing of the full Ken Lee clip for overall comprehension. After that, a second playing with side-by-side lyrics, both Valentina's phonetic version next to the original. This really helps them focus on the specific sounds that impact intelligibility. Students mark mispronounced words and identify the sound changes, preparing them for a deeper analysis. Here's where we integrate another key piece of instructor feedback, as well as a self-assessment recording. Students can use their phones or other device to record themselves saying, I can't live if living is without you. This is just a baseline, so no pressure, and it encourages metacognitive monitoring. if their own pronunciation before practice. After this, we go to error analysis and modeling. I'll lead a discussion, then explicitly present and model the specific Finnish L1 pronunciation challenges, following a clear format of explanation, modeling, repetition, and practice for each. Next is error analysis and modeling. The W versus V distinction, which is difficult because Finnish doesn't have a distinct W sound. I model words like west versus vest and instruct them about lip position. The TH sounds like in without and think, but also the TH sound as in this or that. Since these sounds do not exist in Finnish, I model the correct tongue placement versus common substitutions. The consonant clusters such as can't and won't will also be covered. Lastly, there are also colloquialisms like leavin and evening that can quickly be explained. Now we move into the practice stage, aiming to provide meaningful repetition and build confidence. We begin with targeted pronunciation drills. These involve a mix of group repetition and pair work, focusing on the sounds we just modeled. We use minimal pairs like west and vest for the WV distinction, and dedicated practice for the TH words and consonant clusters. The idea here is to monitor closely, give immediate feedback, and encourage them to really exaggerate for clarity. There's also a worksheet that will be used at this point or given at the end of the lesson. Following the drills, we have a lyric awareness and reconstruction activity. In pairs, students get a handout with the phonetic Ken-Lee lyrics and work together to decode them, trying to reconstruct the original English lyrics. This is a fun way to practice listening discrimination and phoneme awareness. And here's where we add the creative element suggested by the instructor feedback. An optional mini performance. In pairs or small groups, students can present a short section of the corrected lyrics. They can speak it rhythmically, read it dramatically, or even sing it, depending, of course, on the student's comfort. This practice encourages natural rhythm and linking. To conclude our practice, students do another self-assessment recording of the same sentence. They then compare their first and second recordings, which is great for self-reflection and recognizing their own progress. Then we move into the evaluation stage. Our main objective here is to informally assess how well students can identify and understand those pronunciation challenges. We play the entire Ken-Lee clip one final time without the side-by-side lyrics. The question here is, were they able to hear the correct lyrics more clearly this time? And can they now articulate the specific pronunciation challenges Valentina was having when she sang the song? Next in evaluation, we have a self-reflection and awareness check. I ask students to think about their own recordings and identify what sounds or words they still find challenging. We also discuss strategies they might use to improve outside of class, encouraging metacognitive awareness. This transitions us into the application stage. The goal here is to connect the lesson to real-world scenarios. We do a real-world listening and speaking challenge in small groups, where they discuss how understanding these pronunciation challenges might help them in daily life, how to better understand non-native speakers, and how to make their own pronunciation clearer. Finally, to wrap up our application stage, students set a personal pronunciation goal. They write down one specific thing they'll work on for the week, like, I will try to exaggerate the TH sound in without. This creates a concrete, personalized action plan for continued learning. Finally, I end with a lesson wrap-up and encouragement, reinforcing the work they've done and remind them that every little effort makes a difference, and I encourage them to keep practicing listening critically and not to be afraid to make mistakes.